If you're listening, this is your invitation to be unapologetically you, live the life you love, and create the business you're passionate about. Today, I'm going to talk about something that has been following me all my life like a little shadow: self-doubt. You know it, self-doubt. I'm sure this resonates with many people. Self-doubt, how does it show up in my life, or how has it shown up? Because I think I've been becoming so much better with it. Procrastination is one thing, but it goes way deeper than that. It is actually the fear of judgment. And I'm talking about fear of judgment that is so deeply ingrained within my being that it put me into freeze mode. So, give you an example, YouTube. I wanted to create a YouTube channel for many years. And I started several times and then I stopped a few months in. Why did I stop? 4 reasons, maybe 5. Let's break it down. The first reason was I was creating something that was not truly myself. Because I didn't fully know myself and I was going to play it safe because, fear of judgment and self-doubt of being myself, I would put into the world a watered down version of myself. So, trying to play it safe, not wanting to poke anyone in terms of not causing anyone to feel a different opinion or to judge you. Unfortunately, that creates a very generic way of existence. And that's not what I'm here for. I am here for living out my truest expression. And I'm a big believer that we all have that within us. We all have such a unique way of seeing life because we experience life differently through experiences of the past, but also our personality, what we like, what we love, what we're passionate about, what we don't like, and so on. So we all have this beautiful tone, like a note, and it's yours. It's your song, and you're meant to sing it. And so moving forward with what I want to talk about is that I think over the years, I just got so fed up with myself of playing small and just giving into the fear of judgment and just realizing that at the end of the day, haters are always gonna hate, And if somebody is hating on you or if somebody is judging you, it's actually not a reflection on yourself. It's a reflection on their internal world, how they experience themselves and how they experience others. So by trying to play it safe and letting fear of judgment and self-doubt take over, we're not doing anyone a favor. I'm not doing myself a favor. You're not doing yourself a favor. And if anything, let's be inspiring. I'm a big believer that when we show up for ourselves authentically, unapologetically, then that is very inspiring to others. Sure, others might also get really triggered by that, but that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing because, usually triggers come up to give us an opportunity to look within and see what is going on internally and what do we need to heal. So, lessons that I've learned from now starting my YouTube channel and podcast. I started just over a week ago, so videos are coming, they're flowing, and episodes, I'm going to release that also on as a podcast. So right now it's all on YouTube, but I wanted to get started and just feel my way into it. There is no big planning going on here. And that's one of the lessons that I've already learned from just starting and going for it. So much has already changed for me in this 1 week of doing my podcast and creating my videos. And that itself is mind-blowing. And I wanted to share that with you because I think a lot of times we just don't do it. I mean, like I said, I've been down this path of not doing it. And it's just, it's so sad, And so what have I learned? I have learned in this 1 week only that it's really about showing up for yourself. Allow yourself to make mistakes. I'm allowing myself to just do it. So the mission of doing it has now become more important than of what the actual outcome is. The fear of judgment is taking a backseat because, like I said, there will always be people that are going to judge. But honestly, we are our biggest judge. And I know that. Perfectionists, right? We judge ourselves. We are so harsh on ourselves. So by giving myself the permission, and this is also why I call them raw conversations, because this is giving me a permission to just be me. And we're all here to be human. We are all here. We got flaws, we got imperfections, and that is exactly what makes us us. And we should celebrate them. So I've learned by just letting go of these expectations and just doing it, it feels incredibly liberating. And for the past week or so, like by fully standing in my own truth and living out my passion, because let's face it, YouTube channel, a podcast, that's my passion. I'm coming from a place of, again, authenticity. It's what brings me joy. So I'm looking inwards first. And for so many years, I looked outwards first. What brings another person joy? So I will do that because it makes them happy. But that's not how we can live life, because we're going to burn out if we're always looking externally. So now I'm coming from this place from inner satisfaction, and it feels liberating, it feels freeing. And interestingly, I'm also much more confident about myself. So that self-doubt that I had and that I would allow to take over, that would stop me from doing what I want to do, is now slowly moving away. And that's really beautiful. So, big lesson here, do it. Just go for it. Because it's actually the fear of the unknown that creates self-doubt as well. And trust me, I had this little voice coming in for the past week when I've been, creating my first episodes, especially after I published the first ones. And let's face it, this is a new YouTube channel. I mean, let's be realistic here. There aren't that many viewers, or listeners, if you're listening from a podcast place. And that's another lesson also. I am so totally fine with the fact that I don't have viewers yet. And the reason for that is also because it's coming from inside of me. It brings me joy. So it's already a win situation. I'm not dependent on the external validation. It doesn't matter if I have 10 views or 100 views, 1,000 views. I mean, it's nice, but the true satisfaction And the fulfillment comes from me actually doing what I wanted to do because I'm doing it for myself. Of course, I'm also doing it because I love to share my journey and hope it inspires you to be your authentic self and especially also create the business that you love. So that's nice. And I hope I can do that for you. But yeah, it's really about showing up for myself first. And I hope that it inspires you to show up for yourself first. Put yourself first for once, and allow the magic to happen. Because incredible things happen when we actually fully tap into ourselves and live out our truth. So yes, that's another lesson. And then to feel a little bit more prepared today. So I'm trying a few more things. I did write down some notes to see what else I can bring into this conversation today. I think I actually mentioned everything I wanted to say. Cool. So this is a shorter episode today. Apparently this happens when you do prepare. I guess here's another key learning. There's a fine line between preparation and over preparation. Being the perfectionist that I naturally am, I have to be so careful on not over preparing. Because what I noticed for this video, I thought, okay, we do want to iterate. We want to, and by me saying we, I mean me, but also in general, us. When we create something, it's actually such a beautiful place to start from scratch and just allowing it to flow. And remember that it is a journey and that we can improve as we go along. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll never be perfect. What even is perfect, right? So by just doing it, we can allow ourselves to fully fall into the process and surrender. And this creates the authenticity and the rawness. And the first 5 episodes that I recorded, there was literally, I just turned on the camera and my microphone and I just allowed myself to be seen and to express myself. With this episode now, I thought I'm going to be a little bit more prepared. Does it serve me? I don't know yet. You are going to be the judge. Yay, talking about judgment. So I'm actually really interested about this. So if you're watching this and you have, or if you're listening and you have seen the other episodes, if you feel there is a difference by putting in some preparation or by just doing complete improv and just allowing the insights to come. I'm still doing that, but I feel like I created more of a container. I knew what I was going to talk about today, which is fear of judgment and self-doubt. And I did a pre-reflection to have some sort of path in this episode. But now let's face it, this is all free flow at the moment because I feel it's important to just sit and talk in real time and allowing the conversation to go wherever it wants to go. So the lessons have been incredible this week. I will continue showing up for myself. And I will just put out episodes and allow myself to express myself, continuing with walking to talk, because at the end of the day, this is what my business is about as well. And this is what I'm so passionate about because it's coming from a place that I can so relate to, is just being yourself and fully connecting to your truth so that you can really connect to your passion and build the business that you love and that fulfills you. And for me, that is the brand rebel, empowering others to stand in their truth and provide the tools, the insights, the guidance to set you up for success. And that is my episode for today. It's so short. I'm so sad. We're in for 15 minutes. One of the goals I have is, and right now I'm doing it. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but it's the brand rebel way to do it. I don't want to cut the episodes because I want it to be super authentic. At the same time, I'm also very aware of not wanting to waste anyone's time. So it's a fine line. Once again, but we're walking on a lot of fine lines today. So it's a fine line of just experimenting and allowing myself to be, and maybe this is the perfectionist talking again. And, knowing that this will all improve. Maybe there are some parts here that, were unnecessary. I don't know. Am I judging? Absolutely. But I do know that by showing up and just getting started, you are going to feel so good about it. You're going to feel so good. You're going to feel so good about yourself because you're doing it. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are learning as we're walking a new path. And that's the fun part because we don't know what the outcome is. I don't know what the outcome is. I could plan ahead for 5 years, create a content strategy. But imagine how inflexible that would be. And will it take me anywhere? Probably not. Burnout, most likely. So this creates a very interesting experience, I have to say. And this is, again, another learning for me by just really focusing on each episode and then looking back and seeing, what are the themes that I'm talking about? And actually seeing how all of this is coming together in my coaching as well. It shows me that I'm authentic because I'm speaking from my truth, and it's now reflected in my business and in my personal life, the way I show up for myself, how I show up for others, how I engage. So yes, that is my journey at the moment. I hope there were some golden nuggets here. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Brand Rebel, your number one fan, and I will see you next time. Still hungry for more raw, real, and personal insights? Subscribe.